Welcome to CSL TV, and I just hope you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day. And if you're new to the channel, this is just a review, a reaction, as well as an informational channel. Hopefully the informational part help you in some way out, and we just watch videos, talk about what goes on in the world. And as you guys can see, Jessica Campbell becomes the first ever female assistant NHL coach. And I just gotta say that marked a beautiful day in history of showing all type of diverse and all this other stuff that women and other people can do the same thing as what you're used to seeing all the time. And moving forward, I would love to see more diverse things. More, I can't believe this woman is doing this, or I can't believe this person is doing that. Just like you would never see a guy working at a daycare. But guess what? I worked at a daycare, and it was real weird to see those women, you know what I'm saying, see a guy at a daycare working. But you know how it is, so I don't want to make this intro too long. And as always, I hope you beautiful people are having a blessed day. Let's get it.
We're checking in on Lieutenant Dan. Dan! We need an interview!
This is Joe, a man who lives on a 20-foot sailboat in Tampa Bay. He's known as Lieutenant Dan to his 100,000 and growing TikTok followers, and he's decided to ride out Hurricane Milton on his boat. Milton is expected to be one of the most destructive hurricanes to ever hit Florida, with millions already evacuated. But Lieutenant Dan, he's staying put. At least that's what he said. In a video that's going viral, Dan says,
God told me to come out here and get a boat. I came out here and got a boat. And everything that he's been telling me over the last 2 days is I'm doing the right thing. He's got my back. I'm in good shape. I ain't sweating it.
Despite warnings from authorities, Dan insists that his boat is the safest place to be. He even said he won't be wearing a life jacket.
God sent me here. He sent me here. He told me to come here. He told me to be right here for this. So I'm doing what he told me to do.
Jesus Christ. Joe thinks that if the water rises, his boat will just float up with it, making it safer than staying on land.
Even if the boat goes up 100 feet in the air, I'm going to be up 100 feet in the air with the water. So it's really the safest place in the world to be is on my boat, and I got room for one more female.
Of course, this isn't true, and Tampa police have begged him to leave. In a video, you can hear the chief urge Dan to move to a hurricane shelter. His fans are worried. Some even set up a GoFundMe to help Dan get a new boat or pay for a hotel. But Dan was hesitant to leave, repeating, "God's got my back." On Wednesday, the mayor said they had rescued Lieutenant Dan and gotten him into a shelter, but the internet wasn't buying it. Experts warn anybody who stays on board a boat during a hurricane is risking not only their own life, but the lives of potential rescuers. Simply, when authorities tell you to leave, leave.
Now that was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all heard what he said. Y'all heard what he did. And God told him whatever God told him. You know, and it's just to show you that a lot of people's faith isn't that high. This man's faith is high as hell. I mean, yeah, a lot of us wouldn't have done that. Hell, my faith is high, but I wouldn't have done that. Now, if I would have been more, I can say, understanding to this whole thing he said was going on, maybe it would have made sense. And I'd have been like, But as a man who have kids, I wouldn't attempt that. You know, he seemed like a single guy. So you can live whatever extreme life you want to live to the fullest, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that I don't, but I think about if I was to do something like that and my kids, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't have a father here, because I was thinking about myself. I mean, really, what would that teach them in the whole long run? But man, that's crazy.
This story out of Georgia is tragic, and it was all caught on cam. And heads up, it's difficult to watch. This is 24-year-old Irina Glazunova, who was having a night out with friends, singing and dancing. What she didn't know, she was filming her final moments. Irina was recording herself singing a song when she lost her balance. She tripped over a knee-high wall near an underpass, plummeting headfirst into the concrete below. The shaky video captures the horrifying moment she falls, and the scene goes black as her friend can be heard screaming in panic. Irina was rushed to the hospital with severe head injuries and a broken neck. Sadly, she didn't survive. The wall she fell over wasn't even a foot tall. A TikTok taken during the day shows how low the ledge is. People are outraged, calling for safety improvements. The town's city hall was built during the Soviet era and met safety standards of that time, but locals and experts alike say it's clearly unsafe. Flowers and signs have been left at the scene, urging the city to fix the dangerous design to prevent another tragedy. Critics say this is a reminder that public spaces must prioritize safety over aesthetics and that city governments can't continue to ignore dangerous designs from the past.
My condolences goes out to her family, and that's just sad that, you know what I'm saying, you got all these rules and regulations for safety. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like this won't happen. People won't get hurt. And it's just sad to see that, you know, is they being ignored? Are they going to do things and necessary steps to make sure this don't happen again so it can be safe? Because safety should always be the number one rule when we in a world full of people if we don't know who. But it seems like safety can be put in guidelines when it's against you. But when it's for somebody else who has the power to make change, it seems like they brush it off and hold it off to the last minute. When other times you're thinking, what is going on? Why are you guys taking forever to do the things that you say you are for the people, and that's why we elect and vote y'all. You know, just to see how people prance and take their time. And this is a severe case where she died. How many more other people gonna die if they just dance and sing in the rain, being somewhere that they feel is free to sing and be themselves? But then you have safety things that's put into place for why you out here and fall over something, trip over something, somebody signal, whatever, tell you to go, however you want to look at it. You preach safety, but it's also a lot of unsafe things that just, like this for instance, why is that shit so high? Who need that to be that damn high? You know what I'm saying? And I wonder if they even care, you know, because if we had a lot of caring people in this world, I guarantee things would be so much better. Things definitely would be easier. You know, we wouldn't have to worry about this or that. Or we see people tear each other apart like toddlers going back and forth. We'll address these issues and act on these issues for safety. You know what I'm saying? Her family grieving and hurt, and they can't even create memories anymore because she ain't here, because the shit that's supposed to be safe isn't safe.